You remember this from back in August, right? Ubisoft rejects requests to remove stolen Japanese reenactment group banner from Assassin's Creed Shadows art book. Claims the files have already been deleted. Uh-oh. Then they told him that it was already at the printer, so they can't do anything about it. And oh my golly, oh, never mind. Or would you look at that? According to Games Radar over here, it says Assassin's Creed Shadows art book is apparently being altered to remove an unauthorized flag from a real-life reenactment group despite Ubisoft's previous plans to leave it in. That's pretty interesting. This article here only links us over to Matchlock KAG. You remember this fella? This guy is the one that's sort of, well, we'll check it out over here on his profile. He has a write-up about himself right here. This is his personal account, so his statements are not official to the Sekigahara Rifle Corps, but he mainly tweets about the Rifle Corps. And so he sends out pictures and sort of like that. And starting in 2022, he was manning the cannons of the Rifle Corps, and that he strives to surpass his predecessors. So this is a person that is either speaking on behalf of the Sekigahara Rifle Corps, or at least is a ranking member within the Sekigahara Rifle Corps reenactment group that can speak with authority on what's going on with the group. Previously, this person had reached out to Ubisoft and explained, hey man, you took our stuff. You just need to ask permission for that. You didn't need to just like rip it. And Ubisoft was like, lol, too bad. We're keeping it anyway. And here we go. So Matchlock KAG tells us now, he says, today, October 21st, I received a reply from Ubisoft support, which said that it was now possible to delete the flag design in the art book. I can't show you, but they attached a photo of the flag partially blacked out. The flag part completely blacked out. All that's left is now to check the actual product when it comes out for sale. Now, there's not much to that statement, right? Okay, not much more to that, but that's pretty groundbreaking, right? Because Ubisoft previously came out and said, we're not going to do that. They even made Ubisoft Japan come out and apologize for taking the flags without permission, but then say, oh, well, we're going to sell the flags anyway, despite being, having stolen them from you, okay? And if you're not aware, in Japan, these things are legally protected. Not in the sense that, like, you have to pay a certain license or anything. It's right there on the Sekigahara Rifle Corps' website that you only need to tell them what you're using their stuff for. And they're more than happy to let you use it, provided it's not defamatory to the Rifle Corps' existence or the history of the Rifle Corps. Again, the Japanese are very protective of their history, of their way of life. And so they don't have a problem with you featuring these characters in the game. Just tell them about it and tell them that they're not bad guys. Of course, they're enemies in the game. They're people you'll have to smash with your big old O.R.C.A club, the big old metal club they smashes Japanese historical figures over the head with, like Gallagher, making their heads explode like watermelon under a mallet. But now it would appear that even after all of that drama, the Sekigahara Rifle Corps has won. Okay, guys? You got it right here. Right here in the beginning of the video, not even 5 minutes in, Sekigahara Rifle Corps won. Those of you who may not know what we're talking about here, are kind of curious about this, this is the Sekigahara Rifle Corps. Now, way back in the day when rifles were originally introduced to the Japanese warfare, I guess, war culture, perhaps, it was a very big deal. And so the Sekigahara Rifle Corps was the very first to ever use them in Japan, and they were the Rifle Corps regularly does reenactments. You may know these. Oops, that's the different one. The flag. All right, so you may know these reenactments, like here in the USA, as being like for the Civil War or the Revolutionary War, stuff like that. There's stuff over in Europe where they do reenactments of the World War II battles and World War I battles, and also other European battles and things like that. I'm not so sure about like China if they have reenactment people there, but I know the Russians do. And so it's all over the world. This is a very common practice. It's not anything new to have like a group of men or women, men and women, together, putting together some type of a historical reenactment of a battle, or a group together to either pay homage or continue like educating people on the history as it happened. as it happened, reenacting the event itself rather than sitting around a campfire and talking about it. And so that's what the purpose of this stuff is. These guys go around and they do these reenactments. They are in full regalia. They are in parades. They go around and they speak with children. Um, they have a special allowance to be able to like sell drinks and things like that at their events. Whereas like in Japan, this is sort of a regulated thing where you don't just have a cooler full of ice from an ice machine, pour it over some some cans of soda you bought at the dollar store. It's a little different. And so these guys are very respected too for what they do. These aren't like national stars, by the way, but people who are aware of what they are doing respect what they do because they are authentic in what they perform. And so this is what happens in the book. According to the art book's previewed release here, this is from PC Nation that managed to catch this in the art book's preview that came out. This, as you saw right here, this is the flag. And we'll go back over here to the Assassin's Creed Shadows art book piece here. And as you can see, they just photoshopped these guys in here. Just one-to-one them right into this art book. Not even any inclination whatsoever. And you can see right over here, this is the flag. This is the example of their flag. You can see that that's the very same flag. It's very easy to see that that's the very same flag. It's just turned around because they are facing the opposite direction. Now, again, you go turning kanji around, like you go flip, flip rotate on a kanji, you're going to end up with a vastly different statement on that flag. But we'll go on to, now this is an infamous picture that came out way back at the beginning of this controversy, and it specifically shows how this flag, I believe, is from an actual demonstration that they photoshopped and warped into place over here for their character, their concept art thing. Because way back in the day, they didn't have these little thin strips of fabric holding that stuff onto the metal banner rod. And yet here they are, these teeny tiny little, you can't really see them, but if you squint enough, you can see these teeny tiny little, loops that are holding the banner onto the flagpole, as you can see here, the banner pole. I don't know what the name of these things are, okay? You just have to work with me. And then over here, the same thing again. Whereas before, they used to have these things that were about this thick or more. They were pretty hefty, strong things, because these weren't little nylon flags back then. These were full-on, very heavy material stuff. I think it was cotton. I could be wrong. I'm not sure what the Japanese used at that time. But some type of weave fiber. And of course, it wasn't light, obviously, so you weren't having these teeny tiny little, these things are about this wide little loops holding it on there like a shower curtain. But there you go. That's what's going on with all of this, and that's the situation as it unfolds today. So we are winning the battle against Ubisoft piece by piece, one by one. This comes in concert with the collector's edition and early access being yeeted. So the collector's edition lost its price, lost season pass, and it lost another online pay function that's gone now. And now the art book is being changed. So we're winning, guys. We're winning. The statue's gone. That statue with the broken torii gate's gone. The game is being polished, and word from inside is saying they're doing something about Yasuke. That seems to be the universal thing that's coming out of the leakers and the insider people that are speaking to guys like Endymion. You know him, Endymion TV. Feel free to check him out. He's got somebody inside of Ubisoft that's letting him know what's going on. And what they're saying is they're making changes to Yasuke. Probably not deleting him, but they're definitely doing something. So we're winning this battle, guys, piece by piece. And that's why we need to keep the heat on. So remember, the next time you see this stuff going around, hit like and share on it. Spread it around. It scares Ubisoft. There are devs hiding underneath the desk every time you hit retweet. I promise.